Hi there, I'm Kevin.Stohlmeyer, and today I'm going to show you how to create a really cool grunge effect using Adobe Photoshop CS4 just in time for Halloween. We're going to create this effect non-destructively through the use of layers, smart objects, and a couple blending techniques. To start with, I have a one-layer document shot with a digital camera, and it just has a background layer. What I'm going to do is duplicate that background layer using a Control-J for a Mac or Command-J for a PC. And that'll give me layer 1. I'm then going to go up and go to Filter, Other, and High Pass. What this is going to allow me to do is really accentuate the edges of the picture. So if you look up here, it really gives me this nice glow going around the edges. A lot of definition, but it really desaturates the interior of the subject matter. Now, this may not be the effect you're looking for, but if we go over to our Layers panel and we go to Overlay, what will happen is this will transpose this over top of our picture and really sharpen this up. So if I zoom in and take a look at this, you'll notice before looks pretty good, but when you run overlay on top of this with the high pass, a lot sharper. Now to create the grunge effect, we're going to duplicate this 3 more times. Now this is kind of a neat effect, looks almost HDR, but what we're going to do is we're going to take this entire set of layers from layer 1 copy 3 all the way down to background, and we're going to select them all holding the shift key and clicking on each one. Then go to your pull down menu inside your layer panel right here, and we're going to go to Convert to Smart Object. What's going to happen is this is going to convert these all into one smart object called layer 1 copy 3. I'm going to rename this grunge. And then we're going to run some adjustment layers. So the first adjustment layer I'm going to run is the black and white adjustment layer. It's the one right here. And you can go through and make some adjustments if you wish. Pump up my cyans and my blues just to get them just a little more depth. And then also you have this really great option at the top called Tint. Not a lot of people use this. If you click on it, it looks like it gives you sort of a sepia tone effect. That's not what we're going for. It's not very grunge looking. So I'm going to click on the color picker here and select a new target color. My new target color is actually going to be a blue. I want to kind of cool this down a little bit. Now, my black and white effect may be too intense. I don't want him looking like a Smurf. So what I'm going to do is go down to my opacity, and I'm going to change my blend opacity down and start to pull some of the color back out. What you'll end up with is a very cool cast effect on here, much like a photo filter would. Now, to really complete the effect, we want to add a texture to this. We're not going to go to the filter gallery and go to texturizer. What we're going to do is we're going to use our own natural texture. I have a picture of some asphalt here. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull this into my picture. And I'm going to expand this to fill my picture. And using my blending modes, I'm going to see what I can get out of that picture. Now that may be a little too intense. I can drop my opacity down and see what I get out of that. And that's kind of a cool effect. I could also go through and invert the picture. And I get a completely different effect now with the blending modes. And I can go through and drop my opacity down again. I'm a really strong advocate for natural textures. You can find these anywhere in nature. Going through, you can find them in carpets, concrete. Just take your camera with you and you'd be surprised where you can find really great cracks, brick textures, things like that. Use them to apply on top of your pictures and it'll give you a much more natural effect than just running an automated texture map or a texturizer. It'll look much, much more realistic. So, we've gone specifically from this in just a few steps into here, and we've done the whole thing non-destructively through the use of smart objects and a couple layer effects. Hope you enjoyed the effect. If you want to find out more, go to www.c2gp